breeze blowing, storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page life is about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, and if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good evening. Let me kill the jukebox. And we're live. So good evening, Coneheads. It's time to talk about the tropics. Can you believe it? What's up? All right, I see some comments here. What's up, Coneheads? Hey, Shelly. What's up, Chelsea, Sandy, Sharon? We got a big crew rolling in, I guarantee, tonight as the tropics are heating up as expected. Unfortunately, everything pointed to this last week, and unfortunately this is definitely unfolding in front of our eyes. Common sense, man. You know, entering wave into that Western Caribbean, it just, everything pointed to this happening, and the models got it wrong again. So we're watching a rapidly intensifying hurricane. Unfortunately, it could be a major hurricane nearing the Yucatan, Cancun area as early as tomorrow evening. Cayman Islands a little bit to the north, they're watching close, and some of the modeling is definitely showing upper Gulf trouble come Friday. So we got our man Mr. Diaz from down south. What's up, my rum drinking buddy? What's up, Jennifer Hawkins? Yeah, Robert, they sure did, as they have all year. All right, so real quick, big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They sponsor our morning lives. We don't normally go live at night, but when we do, we say thanks to ABC. We love them to death. I am not an official source of information, by the way. I'm a weather wannabe, cherry picking drunk donkey that doesn't know anything, that didn't go to school for meteorology. So there you go. Click close right now. But hey, Gail, but if you want to hear some talk and interact in the chat room, we have the best weather fans on the planet, soon to be 1 million. We are officially, between Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok, we are well over 1 million. Sean McKee, the hype man. I wish I had $1 for every time I said last week, I'm going camping because we got trouble brewing. Common sense. So, all right, check this out. So I had to show you this tweet. I just saw this tweet. Check this out. So yesterday's afternoon model runs, Sunday afternoon. This is what this is Stu, by the way. This is Stu Ostro. He's a cool guy. Follow him. Big weather guy. But look at this simple fact. Yesterday's models predicted that we would see 1,000. This is yesterday's afternoon models predicted this time tonight we would see 1,007, 1,005, 1,004, 1,003. Okay, what I've always said, we don't use the models for intensity early on. We look at models for placement and location and trends as far as that goes, and steering. Models initially get it wrong, and we are looking at almost sub 90 pressure right now, and last official was 980, so they missed it by 25 plus millibar. It was expected to only be that. So there we are. So what do we got cooking right now? Here's the deal. All right, real quick, we're not gonna go as long as we normally do on the daytime. I just posted this. All right. Let's just go worst case scenario. Let's just start it out right now with the worst case scenario. Everybody knows how much I love the. By the way, this satellite imagery here was College of DuPage. It's a great site. I have it linked here on the very, very top. DuPage, a great satellite site. So that's those guys. But let's take a look. All the models, unfortunately, are showing this intensify. Microwave imagery, I added a link to that. Let's take a look at that. We're only going to talk about Delta. Gamma is down to nothing now. But we have microwave imagery sandwiched somewhere in there. Where the heck is it? Delta, Delta, Delta. I just put it up here. Darn it. Where the heck did it go? Hello? Hello? There it is. Microwave imagery. So these are new. Microwave imagery right here. Hello, McFly. What the heck was that? Wrong link. All right, right there. Boom. There we go. So anyway, bottom line, core of the system is getting intact. Not something you want to see. The eye wall is closed. Definitely on its way to rapid. It has rapidly intensified, and the pressures are showing that there's no stopping, and that's not good. So in the short term, we definitely have to watch as early as tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. We could have a major hurricane clipping the Yucatan and possibly Cancun as a direct landfall tomorrow night. And that's a major hurricane possibly tomorrow. We have a lot of fans in there. Just this morning, we've slowly been watching this track shift to the south and to the east. Now, the last little wiggle kind of bounced back. You can see here on the track, the 8 p.m. advisory went a little bit to the north. Could affect the 11 p.m. track. But as far as the cone goes, awfully close here to the Yucatan and the Cancun tomorrow. And it's expected to be 120 mile an hour winds tomorrow. Just tomorrow evening, 2 a.m., Wednesday morning, 2 a.m. So anybody, I know we got a lot of fans in Cancun. This is coming quick. So we have to worry about those folks first. Now, what happens after that? We are getting a slowdown. We are getting some expected weakening. The big question is, how much is it going to weaken? Some of the modeling is suggesting it's not going to weaken as quick as some are hoping, and that is something even the NHC is questioning, is how much weakening we're going to see. Unfortunately, as far as the cone goes, we're still looking at the Texas-Louisiana line all the way to the Florida Panhandle. That has not changed, and unfortunately for lower New Orleans area, the tracks are very, very tight. Here's your latest 00Z models. We've had extremely consistent tracks the last day, and all models expecting to turn. All models basically homing in on lower Louisiana, eastern side. And, of course, we have a couple of the outliers still inching its way toward Mississippi, Alabama, even one into Florida there. So NHC even notes from Louisiana all the way to the Florida Panhandle, we could see effects. And that is because, again, this is a pretty big system. What we saw with Sally, even though we had a landfall west of the Pensacola area, we still saw a lot of action rolling in. So don't focus on this. Remember, the eastern side, everything spins around the Gulf here, and you get a lot of squall lines developing. So Thursday evening into Friday morning, we're going to start to see these squall lines get more intense. We're going to see tornado warnings. We're going to see, if this thing maintains 100 mile an hour plus, we're going to see surge warnings up for a big chunk of Louisiana, maybe up until Mobile Bay. The latest H-Wharf, H-Mon, which I started to show a second ago, these have been very good models this year as far as intensity goes. And unfortunately, the last couple 18Z runs are showing a pretty intense hurricane. 952 millibar on approach. This is major hurricane, possibly, according to H-Wharf. This would be timing Friday morning, noontime on approach. So again, Friday morning right off the coast, things start going down quick Thursday evening, and we'll start to see surge Friday, early morning hours, and our system is going to start curving, off to the northeast here. It's wherever landfall is, we're going to see this eventual path, and this is going to mean we're going to have continued rain bands following into later Friday night, even into Saturday, as we see, when our system is going to end up, somewhere up here, we're going to still see tailing, trains coming up, and that's something we've seen all year. So this is going to linger on into early Saturday morning, possibly through the night Friday night. But so again, the H-Wharf is not painting a very good picture. It's showing. It's showing a weakening. Been very clear on this. Whatever it does in the next 2 days, the H-Wharf showing 930 millibar system in the middle Gulf, 938, 934. So it weakens it, but it weakens from a 930 to a 950, 60 millibar system. So the stronger it gets in the short term, it doesn't matter. It's going to weaken. It's still going to be a strong hurricane when it makes landfall. That's the bottom line. And it's becoming apparent. The latest ship model is showing we could see rapid intensification here in the next 24 hours. So there's the H-Wharf. The H-Mon is almost the same, showing intense hurricane approaching the upper Gulf on Friday. This is clearing the Yucatan. This is overnight. So unfortunately, man, look at super duper close, man, to Cancun. Maybe passing enough to the northeast, maybe from the big winds. The H-Wharf. Let's see what the path was. I didn't mean to skip out on the Yucatan down there. Let's see how close it shows it. It about the same. So the only good news for Cancun is a direct hit. It appears it's going to be more, unfortunately, for the tip of the Yucatan. But I do, know we got folks in both parts. But the tip is definitely close on that. But let's go to the H-Mon as far as the final intensity goes. It's almost exactly the same as the H-Wharf. And, we're looking at a potential major hurricane nearing the upper Gulf, Louisiana area. This is 947 millibar, and again, it weakens it a little bit, not a lot. It actually doesn't weaken it hardly at all. A little bit. It was down to 941, then it weakens it to 947. But that's still an intense hurricane, and unfortunately, we're dealing with this potential, worst case for some of these areas to have surge that we just you need to watch, especially areas that are prone to flood. The eastern side of our systems are definitely the ones with the most amount of surge. We get water that gets pushed straight, but we also get the water that gets blown around from the counterclockwise storm. So this any side east of landfall obviously is the main surge, but also to the east, and this will be watched close. Some of your other hurricane specific models here on GFS. These are on Tropical Tidbits. The latest GFS, let's see what it shows as we try to shrink it. I got to get some shrinkage here. I need cold water. It's not shrinking. Help. All right, let's try it again. Call a doctor. Oh, well. Oh, there we go. Let's try it now. There we go. All right. So the latest GFS is on tropicaltidbits.com. These are hurricane-specific models. Let's take a look at the GFS. See what it shows as far as short term. Here, awfully close to Cancun, tip of Yucatan 969, straightens it to 955, 56, 56, 58, 59. So again, it doesn't do hardly any weakening. Timing here would be later Friday afternoon, Friday evening. But again, right there smack dab in the middle of Louisiana. So there's the GFS. H-Wharf, very close. And here's, I'll show you on Topical Tidbits. Here's H-Wharf, very, very close, same spot. A little bit quicker, by a couple hours, but still Friday afternoonish. Almost exactly the same spot. And our H-Mon almost in the exact same spot. The only reason I'm showing the H-Mon and H-Wharf, they've done really good this year as far as intensity goes. And they did pretty good with track. So there's 3 solid models. Now the latest CMC showing... Let's take a look. Showing a little weaker system, which is the outlier, which is good, 987, but still smack dab in the middle. So we're seeing very good model consistency, middle to eastern Louisiana early in the game. So that's, this point in the game, when we see so much consistency here, it's very, very rare to see that. So the big story so far has been intensity. Look at this. Unfortunately, on the intensity models, that's why I've been showing. Usually I don't show you these intensity models. I don't show models unless I believe them. That's how I've always been. I don't pull one model. I'm not a cherry picker, even though I've been called that. The only reason I've been showing these intensity models the last couple of days is because the actual operational models were showing no development hardly, but the intensity models were. So I think it's going to intensify. Well, here we go. It's, unfortunately, we got quite a few models suggesting category 2, 3, even a couple in the 4. So just something to think about. We're seeing it happen in real time. All the conditions ahead. It's got strong microwave imagery. The water is the hottest water on the planet. This is where it's going over right now. This is the ocean heat content. The water goes for meters underneath the surface of the Western Caribbean. So, it is going to experience cooler water. This is the big question mark. All the big dogs are talking about it. But again, this thing was supposed to only be 1,000 millibar system tonight. So every model missed it by 25 millibar. So again, the tropics continue to trick you, and as much as the models are improved, it didn't have one thing, and that was common sense. That's Anyway, so low shear, a little bit of MJO passing by, La Nina setup, and just everything pointed to this happening. So the big question mark again, what's going to happen up here? Cooler weather or water, a little bit of shear as it comes on approach. But again, it won't matter that it weakens. It matters how strong it is here. So that was what this talked about this morning. Everybody's talking about it's going to weaken, it's going to weaken, it's going to weaken. Well, it's a 130, 40 mile an hour hurricane, and it weakens to 110 or 120. Yeah, it weakened a lot, but it's still 110 mile an hour hurricane. So that's why I'm like, why are they telling everybody this? Oh, it's going to weaken. Well, yeah, it's going to weaken, but if it's a category 3 or 4 hurricane, it's still a big hurricane. So big news, man. Yeah, and I don't mean to miss chats or nothing, but I wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet. Hurricane hunters have been out there flying around all day. They're out there again right now. They're measuring this drop of pressure. Every time they go out there, we have rapid intensification occurring. Don't get caught off guard with these models. These are gamma. Models are actually, I boofed this morning. These are models that are becoming merged with, which I've never seen before. These models are gamma, which is getting sucked up into delta, and they're believing that gamma is delta. So they became one. Gamma and delta are Galta. So don't, gamma's died. We talked about it a lot this morning. It is basically, there's a little bit of convection over center, I guess. Maybe it didn't die yet, but it's very ugly. And I think the NAC has it down to a depression now. Yeah, look at that. Oh, God. You talk about droopy. Poor little guy. So it's basically a depression. It's done. It ran out of steam. So the remnants are being picked up by Delta, and that's what the models are thinking. So that's crazy. I've never seen that before. Look at this. It's even showing. This is where if you don't really follow things, this is gamma intensity model showing category 3. That's because it's becoming delta, and it's not gamma. But if somebody were to look at that, oh my God, gamma's going to come back from the dead. No, this isn't a Halloween script. It's real time. So, all right, a couple more things here. I'll slow down, drink some Mountain Dew. But man, we got developing system here that's unfortunately getting stronger, and it's got a closed eye wall. It's getting a lot of convection burst. I mean, it's got everything it needs, all the way into the lower part of the Gulf. Again, it won't be strengthening the time it reaches the Gulf, which is good news. But if it's a 130 mile an hour hurricane and it goes down to 100, 105, Sally was 105 on landfall, and we know Sally did a lot of damage. So it's not going to be a huge rain event. We're not having a stalling out like we see with some systems. Yes, there's going to be 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of rain in pockets, but the system it's going to get merged in with an approaching front, and it's going to race on out of here. So over the part of the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to have rains up here. As far as the system stalling, it's not going to happen. It's going to get sucked up into an approaching frontal boundary, and you can follow the rain here. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. So you can see how it follows on out of here. Weekend, day 5, this would be Saturday to Sunday rains. So, again, lingering rains remain, maybe some, but by Sunday, for sure, most of them are going to be gone. We're going to have an occasional, rain train. We'll have a couple, popcorn storms that roll through like we do. We'll have sunshine, fast-moving rain band, maybe some storms, and then we'll have sunshine again. That'll be lingering into Saturday for the upper Gulf Coast as the tail of Delta tries to catch up like that. There's a tail. There's Delta's tail. Let's see. I used to be able to draw an airplane. So there you go. There's a tail of Delta. What's a cockpit window like that? There you go. Not bad. Airplane. So Pensacola. Oh my God, I know we got a lot of folks in Pensacola. So Pensacola, we haven't seen any flip-flopping of models yet. That's a good thing. I wouldn't raise your pom-poms yet because some of the early modeling was suggesting that Gamma was going to be a bigger player than maybe it's going to be. And sometimes a stronger system will tend to go a little bit more north. Just history shows that. So, I don't expect anything more west, same as this morning. I still think that, we could see some bumps to the east a little bit. And that's just because a stronger system sometimes does that. And I did add Grand Cayman radar, by the way, if you want to take a look at that. Grand Cayman radar. You can click on that and see Grand Cayman radar. Say that 5 times fast. But you can start to see, look at that. You can start to see it right here. Little eye wall spinning around. Live radar, Grand Cayman Islands. So, for those folks, at least it's going to pass to the south of the big stuff. They're going to get some rain, some of that same rain that just got through Jamaica. But as far as the core of the system, it does appear that it's tracking, here's Grand Cayman. So, it looks like it's going to miss the big stuff. Still going to get maybe, look at these bands. It's still going to get maybe a band or two. But as far as a direct hit, it doesn't appear likely. But you do have, you are under, I assume we're under something. Here we go. This tropical storm warning. So there you go. There's that. Okay. All right. What else we got? So, we start looking at things like windy map is good if you want to start to get an idea on timing of winds. This is, it always defaults to the GFS, but we can start to see tropical storm force winds as early as Thursday night. So it's a real deal, folks. I hate it. I mean, we're smack dab sandwiched in between where Laura was and Sally. Here's your 5-day Euro. Euro's actually ticking a little bit more to the west, actually. It's interesting. Well, there you go. Something to think about. So, yeah. Look at that. So, officially, we got Euro ensembles. That's interesting. Let's see what the GFS are showing. There's a couple scragglers. Majority of them are Louisiana. There's a couple, but majority Louisiana. So the GFS is pretty locked in on that. The UK ensembles are a little more messed up here, but they're a little. The UK is drunk. They've got that one lonely one going to Panama. What's up with that? So the English want to go to Panama, but yeah, you know. But when you know, I guess the reason I haven't been showing a lot of ensembles is when you see most global dynamic models that close together, there's not a huge spread in thinking, at least right now. So anyway, what the heck? All right, so there was a ramble on sentence. But timing, you know, listen, we're talking about early winds could be reaching you guys. I think it's going to say, look at that, Thursday 8 p.m. we can start to see tropical storm force winds Thursday evening along the whole upper Gulf Coast. That's just 3 days from now, and we got a lot to watch in the next 2 days. Again, the stronger it gets in the short term, regardless that we're going to see weakening. You know, I'm more concerned about how strong it gets in the short term, and then what it ends up being at landfall. So, you know, can't, you know, it's going to be moving pretty good pace. If we had a slow system over top all this cooler water, it might make a difference, but it's going to be going, look at this. I mean, this sucker, once it makes a turn, we got 24 hours here. Look at that, boom, boom, boom. So it's not going to be over the water very long. Systems don't just crash from 120 to 50 miles an hour. So, you know, we're going to see weakening, but because of that forward speed, I don't think we're going to see as much to really lessen the effects of what it's becoming right now. Still going to have huge surge worries. You know, rain totals, let's take a look at those real quick because that's always a big deal. We'll just zoom right into Louisiana. That seems to be the heart of where the action is heading right now. So to get a good look at what the Euro is showing, you know, this is through Saturday. So there's your pockets. You know, obviously it can move all around, but anything red's 3 to 4 inches. Anything white is 5, 6, 7 inches. So, you know, we're not seeing huge rain totals. We see some pockets here, but 8, 9, 10 inches. So that, you know, we're not seeing those crazy high numbers because it's going to be fast moving. Isolated, yes, there's going to be pockets of areas that get isolated rain training, no doubt about it. But and this is kind of where the GFS is showing. This would be 6, 7, 8, 9 inches right here, and that's because, you know, our system is going to be blowing in these rain trains. But again, you know, none of it's showing up past 10 inches. So people are always worried about Harvey. You know, so far this isn't showing up to be a Harvey type system because it's not stalling. So anyways, hey Kimberly, oh my God, you're my favorite person in the world. What about wind, Darren? It's going to be, I mean, officially we got a new update coming at 10:30. But the official forecast has this thing, and it might be on the conservative side now. Had it 100, you know, peaking at a 120, but being 100 mile an hour at landfall. That's only 5 miles an hour shy of what Sally was. I'm just more concerned if this thing gets stronger than that weakening. You know, if it gets to 130, it'd be 110. You know, that's the only difference. I mean, it's going to weaken. How strong it gets in the short term means a lot, and of course we got to worry about our friends down in, you know, Mexico and Yucatan. They just skirted Gamma, and now they have to worry about a real serious threat. And I saw, you know, a few people talking. I don't want to say joking, but on Twitter, you know, everybody said we were all focused on Gamma, but it was the one behind that was the one we got to worry about. So, hey Gina, good question. I agree. The fronts sometimes can maintain intensity. They can sometimes help intensity. So, what you know, the influence of the front and the jet stream could offset what we could see with the water temps. But you know, I showed this earlier. The maximum potential intensity maps, and you know, based on water temps, the wind knots, maximum could, pink is H3, and right before landfall it says we could maintain an H3, H2 right before landfall. Fast moving systems though might, this is in theory, I think if a storm is kind of sitting over top of it, this thing's going to be moving fast. So yeah, the water's hot enough in the middle Gulf to support a Category 5. So everything's pointing to the fact that we do have cooler waters. A lot of it is because of our past systems that we just had that have helped cool the waters. So they're a little bit below normal. Not terribly cold, but there you go. There's your anomaly. So there you go. They're a degree or two below normal. So that's the only bit of good news we got, is that we won't maybe see, well, more than likely we're not going to see any intensification the last 50, 100 miles. So yeah, things are kind of solid right now. It's just a matter of what it's doing, what it's going to do overnight. It's definitely becoming very classic looking. It's we got the making of a major hurricane. So, anything else? What's going on? How do they know what speed it is? Are you talking about the forward speed? Well, forward speed is influenced a lot by these high. When we have high pressures. Here we just go back to tropical tidbits, but when we get into the time frame here, about right here, high pressure system spinning. Basically, we're going to have strong upper level winds pushing, and it'll actually help accelerate our system to the north. And then as our high pressure clears on out of here, it'll actually help accelerate it to the northeast. So when these things start riding on the west side, east side of a dominating high pressure system, then they tend to take off, and that's what all models are predicting. In the short term, strong high pressure system circling to the east side into Florida. All the models are showing that high pressure system. This is Thursday, Friday, even the GFS. I think that's why the GFS is going to tick more to the west. So scratch that, I guess, possibility can't go any further west. The GFS is showing a little higher system, but it's still going up middle Louisiana. But strong high pressure on Wednesday, Thursday. All the models are showing it. So that's a pretty given. This motion is very believable. Very believable. The only question now will be stronger system. Does it tend to go more north? Or does the high pressure break apart or stay strong? So, I guess the last big question mark is going to be, obviously the last second motion, but it's getting pretty close to, locking in where it's going. So, but anyway, we got Shelly in here. She's our Facebook helper. If you guys need anything, we got great fans. We go live every morning, 9:19. I usually go about an hour and a half in the morning, slow down a little bit. I like the mornings better because the morning runs, we're going to have a new 11 o'clock advisory coming out. We'll have a new 5 o'clock advisory. So the new tracks come out at 11 and 5 with a new NHC update. New watches and warnings will be posted by 11. And then we have all kinds of models running. The 00Z models are great. They get Hurricane Hunter data that they've been running all afternoon. And we'll get fresh 00 models from everybody. So by the morning, we'll even have a better idea on track and future intensity, which does appear we're going to have a strong hurricane reaching the upper Gulf Coast. So there's no way, there's no hype in that. There's no hey Katie Haley, hey Dottie, what's up? Hey, thanks Eric. Bristol, you got the NASCAR name, man. Bristol's dirt now. What's up with that? Never thought I'd see the day. But hey, I'll read comments now. Let's see. Heavy rains on Wednesday. Ooh, Ruth. Central Florida rains. I don't think so. I don't see any weather patterns affecting anybody else in the next few days. Here's the global hazards outlook map. There's the big rain. 10-8 to 10-10. This is rain from Delta. And look at it, we got high winds. So I don't think Florida's got any. Well, you can always look at this map too if you're curious. There's 20. This is 1 day rains, 5 day rains. So yeah, Florida ain't got much. Obviously, Panhandle. I'm not in that crowd of separating Panhandle and Peninsula. I believe in PP. Panhandle and Peninsula. We should have a Florida shirt called I Believe in PP. Because the Panhandle folks always feel left out. And I try not to do that. So, anyway, hey, Lisa, you're from Cozumel. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. Hopefully you guys are on the southwest side and won't get too much. But, man, the last track adjustment, which you can see very well on this map. Well, there's another good map we can look at. Let's look at our Zoom Earth map. Haven't used this much yet because our system is now forming. But this is a cool map. Well, that's right on track. It actually bumped a little bit to the north, but... Cozumel, you're right on that edge of that cone. And the size of the system, I guess we can start looking at a little more. Still kind of sloppy, believe it or not. That's not a good sign to have that low of pressure. Well, it's getting a little big old ball of convection. But it was about 350. 300. It's a tiny little guy. Could expand all this. It could wrap all this in. It could all be tied. As a matter of fact, we'll take a look. I'm sure it's kind of trying to funnel it all in. It's got incredible spinach on all levels. We have complete pin stacking now. Fisher Price is completely stacked on all levels. 250, 500, 700, 850, and 1,000. Completely stacked. And that's usually not a good sign. And hurricane hunters have flagged it with a closed eye wall. And you can track them on tropicaltidbits.com, by the way. But so even there's 500, 700, 850, 1,000. So we have circulation on all levels, and that is a good sign of a healthy system. Whereas gamma looks pretty on lower level satellite, but guess what? There's nothing on the mid levels. All it is a low level swirl tonight. And that's been the story. It's dying a slow death. Little droopy guy. Gamma is now droopy. Limpy. Alright, so that site's, a lot of sites are not loading. Imagine that. Alright, so, well, I think in a nutshell, we got a developing major hurricane. It does appear. Definitely rapid intensification occurring. And unfortunately, it's got the most hottest waters in the tropical Atlantic to go until it reaches the Yucatan. So it's got almost 24 hours. So it's going to be an interesting day. This, we're going to see this thing blossom into a pretty major hurricane. And then we'll see how much weakening it actually does. Hopefully, hopefully a lot. Anyway, so that's it. All right, Lumpy. So here, do you want to? Did I tell you about my tongue? I just found out I got in trouble today. Oh, it's not for you, Louie. So I bought these fake tongues for Halloween, right? And I was doing a TikTok with one. Well, Julie got a note from the teacher that she grabbed it off the counter on Thursday, and she was mimicking her dad, touching kids, touching you with the tongue. So far in Sarah's career, she snagged about 10 koozies one time, took them to class, handed out koozies to all her friends. That's when you know you got a cool kid. Advertising dad's company. So I got more stories I probably shouldn't share. But anyway, so yeah, there was a funny tweet going around from the Pensacola Police Department. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, Pensacola Police. I think that was it. Oh. I don't remember where it was. Darn it, that wasn't it. What the heck was it? Maybe it's Pensacola. No, man. Anyway, they made it. They said if you have barges that are known to spin around and break off, they're insinuating what happened during Sally to start securing them. So I thought it was funny, but I'll find it. Oh, Stephanie, you saw it. Okay, we saw it. Pensacola PD. What the heck? Oh, I gotta find it out. Pensacola. I'm not even spelling it right. Pensacola PD. Let's see. What the heck is that? I don't even know what the hell that was. Pensacola. Let's see. Police. Somebody will probably link it here. Are you all? Oh, it's on the Facebook page. Oh, there you go. That's why. So let's take a look at that. Pensacola Police Department. Cola. Hey, look at that. If I could rename that city, I'd call it Jacka-Cola, because that's my favorite drink. All right, so let's take a look at that. Let's see. It was pretty funny. Oh, here it is. So this is what they posted. We don't know who needs to hear this, and we're certainly not naming names, but if you own large, heavy maritime equipment that has a tendency to pinball around the bay, now would be an optimal time to lock those down. So they're basically calling out the bridge incident. Oh, look at that. My buddy Brent Shavnor just said, hey, what's up, Brent? He tagged me in it. Didn't even notice. So that was funny. All right. Well, listen, guys, if you're living in that upper Gulf, Louisiana, I wish it was better news, but we got a potential pretty strong hurricane barreling down, and in the short term, obviously the Yucatan, western tip of Cuba, they're watching short term for sure, and that would be tomorrow night. Starting to get there. Winds would start arriving there tomorrow night, Tuesday, 8 p.m. And it could be a major hurricane by then. So it's happening quick. It's amazing how fast. And this is the one that concerns me the most. The intensity models. We've never seen this year have so many reach major hurricane status. So, and somebody sent me a tweet. I had to defend my boy Levi. Oh, Ashley just said hi. Oh, you just said that. 9:43. So, Ashley, since you're watching. Oh, Shelly just said something too. Bit of interference. Oh, sorry, Shelly. I just saw that. Maybe I got the mic gain too high. Too late now. That was 9:09. Oh, sorry. But Shelly, look at it. I got 3 more 6-packs of Mountain Dew. That's when the season officially ends, when Miss Bowers runs out of... Robert, you don't want to look at H-Mon, H-Wharf. They're both showing like 950, 60. Upper middle Louisiana landfall. Pretty strong systems. And that's not a good trend. So... again, they're showing 930 in the middle of the Gulf. So, yeah, it's going to weaken down to 950, but that's something that, is being miscommunicated. I see it too many times. In fact, this is where I got so this is Bob Breck. He's a meteorologist, but he kind of hammered our buddy Levi. And he goes, early computer models has a system coming towards Louisiana. Our doom and gloom guy at Tropical Tidbits loves to jump on these intensity forecasts with very little accuracy and cry wolf. Since the lady is sung, there's no going back. I indicated that our season is done, meaning no more major hurricanes. Wow. So, and he says the ocean heat content is low. So he called out Levi as a hype guy. I don't know. Maybe he meant me. I don't really show him either. But that was interesting. So he's gonna have to explain if we get a major hurricane, because you never say never in the tropics, ever. Hey David, there you go. Okay. Yeah. I was a little hurt, actually. I didn't even let Levi know, because I don't, I think he met somebody else. He even, I did read no offense to him, but that just shows you don't ever say ever. You just can't. Yesterday's intensity models were showing our system at 1,005 tonight. Now it's under 980 millibar. So you can't just believe the models anymore. The models are great, but you got to have common sense. Common sense said last week, a wave entering the Western Caribbean with that much ocean heat content with very low shear. We had no fronts digging down. A little bit of convective MJO pulse, La Nina type conditions where the overall vertical shear has been lower than average. You add up all the factors that help systems form, and this is what's happening. And history, October, history. So the models got it wrong again. But no, I love Levi, man. Levi's the man. So, but you guys are great. Listen, seriously, we got a little supporter page. Facebook supporters are great. I get asked all the time how you guys want to support the page. We have a Facebook supporter option. It's $5 a month. That's like, I tip 10 times that every other night. So you're tipping Mike for your service, but we do have a chat room that Shelly runs for me because I can't keep up. And it is a weather page supporter group. So if you really want to get more in on everything, more personal and intimate, we have some great fans. The most coolest place to talk tropics in all weather. Look at that. Somebody already posted that. Julie Bass. I didn't even notice. I wish I could. I can't keep up with all this stuff. It's so hard. Just going camping this weekend. I set up all my mobile studio outside, and I did my videos because you have to stay tuned with the tropics. And I'm talking about you got to look at every single model all the time, and you got to just reading Facebook's great, but man, I can't keep up. So, but here was our setup. Where is my picture here? We were working. There it is. Look at that. So there's my campsite. Look at that dedication, huh? Every morning, I got up early and streamed live a video. I didn't do live, I uploaded it. But that was dedicated. So it wasn't a real vacation. But I had my coffee, had my mouse, sitting on a picnic table. But anyway, all right, enough about that. So you guys are great. All right. So, Amanda, no, I did talk about an E-shift. I said that a stronger system could trick the models and go a little bit to the east, but I'm not going to go against all these spaghetti models right now. For every model that we have shifting more to the east, we have shifting to the west. So from this morning we had a new center location. Earlier today it jumped to the south and to the west, and that kind of put we were starting to see a little more east track, and with this new fix it kind of went a little bit back to the west, so we had a little bit of windshield wiper effect. But listen, whoever is on the east side of this system, look at this. Pensacola's in the cone. All right, so yeah, anybody in the cone has a legitimate shot at getting the center. That's what the NHC, warns everybody. So to say that Pensacola is out of the water yet, I mean, you're right there. This is the cone, the 3-day cone. That anybody in this cone technically is in possibility of where the NHC says we could have a center. Now the cone gets a lot better in 3 days, but right now we're not in a 3-day window. We're outside a 3-day window. So the NHC cone in 3 days is pretty solid. But once they tell people 5-day cones, the spread margin's like 160 in 4 days, 200 miles in 5 days. So the 5-day cone includes a large area, and even though the spaghetti models are tight, we could still see interaction with gamma. We could see a stronger system, breaking down the high pressure a little bit to the east. That, October storms tend to bend more to the east than they do. So that's, that's again, I mean, you see that happen a lot. So I can assure you that the hurricane hunters are going to be dropping their drop zones a ton. If they haven't even started, they'll probably be doing it tomorrow. But they're going to be measuring a ton of data in the next day or two of how strong this high pressure really is. And if it shows any sign of weakness or any retreat, then yeah, we're gonna, there's that possibility. So, that's I'm not gonna throw it out there, but another thing, just like we saw with Sally, the east side of the system, this is going to wrap up a pretty big system. You're going to see a lot of action on the east side, regardless of that center, and that is always apparent with our systems in the Gulf. The north and the east side get the majority of action. And let's see if you can see that on the H-Wharf. So the H-Wharf, shows, it doesn't really go widespread enough, but, so yeah, whatever. Oh, anyway, keep it west, keep it east, keep it west, keep it west, east, west, east, west, east, west. But you know what? We got really solid tracks this early in the game, so, and look, you can see the official motion. Ventral motion is off to the north and the east. So we're not going to see this thing do anything crazy because we got an approaching front coming down. So the last little question is how strong is this high, and how fast does this trough come down and open the door. So, but usually if we had bigger questions, we'd see bigger spread than we're seeing right now, and we don't. So. Lower Louisiana, New Orleans area. I mean, you guys have been right there smack dab in the middle of the cone now for days, seems like. And, they're going to start talking about it. Surge. I'm not sure the surge maps are updated yet. They usually take time. Let's see. Where are they hiding? Oh my God, I go through this every time. Surge potential. All right. There's one of them. Not that one. This one. Let's see if the coastal surge map is up yet. It's starting to come live. I usually hesitant on posting surge maps this far out. But, these will become active more when our system was in 3 days. That's why the NHC doesn't have any sort of surge maps right now, because surge is so hard to predict accurately, and we don't even have them on the NHC site yet. So they'll have surge. Once we get in that probably 3-day window, we'll start to see surge maps pop up here on the NHC map and rain maps. So anyway, all right. Boom, 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 boom. All right, girlfriend. All right. So there you go. Listen, we'll be live in the morning. I wish I could have responded to everybody. We always have a ton of people. Maureen, hey, thank you. I'm good. Additional drop. Hey, Kim Stacks. All right, let's take a look. I got the link to the Hurricane Hunters here. You can take a look. Tropical tidbits. Finding lower pressures, apparently. Look at that. New fix. Strong winds. Ooh, even stronger winds. Purple barbs. Oh my God, I'm at the window max point here again. I've only crashed Chrome one time this whole 2020 season. It's a miracle. No, that's the wrong one. What did I click that one for? That's the new one. No, that's the old one. What's going on here? Oh, that's going back. Here we go. So yeah, well, 970s. So we could be, we could be looking at middle 970. Sometimes, they'll verify it, but we could, yeah, we got lower pressures. Looks like we got pressures in the 970s. So yeah, it's dropping. It's gonna continue. There's Levi. God, it's funny. Every time we talk about something, then Levi just posted 7 minutes ago. So there's Levi. 80 mile an hour surface winds. So there. Anything else? No. Grand Cayman radar. I already showed you that. So remember, I got the Grand Cayman radar on there. You can see the eye on the radar now. Big bursts of convection. We saw that. Unfortunately, when you start to see these whites and purples, those are cold cloud tops, and definitely intensifying. So it's on its way. So there you go. All right, looks good. I'm gonna eat dinner. So just stay alert, man. If you're in the upper Gulf, of course, short term, Yucatan, Cancun, Cuba, by tomorrow night. But we're gonna see how strong this gets. So it could be a big storm heading towards the upper Gulf. So all right, so we'll be on in the morning for sure. How the Rays doing? Cancun, Denise, you are going to be right on that edge. Hey, Tammy Kent, what's up? There's our girl, Tammy. Tammy, I wish I had my cup here. We are on YouTube, by the way, Tammy. Here's Tammy. There's Tammy, the owner of One Source Restoration. Unfortunately, she's probably packing her bags right now because they actually go and are the first ones on the site and do the storm assessment. So they are the unsung heroes, working with the linemen and working with Lodging Solutions, Sparks. All are after landfall. So Tammy, during Laura, sent us a lot of videos and pictures from the heart of Laura, ground zero. It was pretty bad. So anyway, all right. Listen, we'll be here in the morning for sure. See what kind of changes we got to look forward, and see if there's any shifts. But doesn't appear to be. This is on its way to major hurricane. Major Hurricane Delta. First Greek alphabet. And this will be, this will be, I think, the 11th landfalling system, or 10, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, this is going to be a record landfalling name system for the U.S. I think we've had 10 was the record. This will be 11. So Delta will be record setting and be the most name systems that hit the coast, CONUS continental U.S. So anyway, all right, cool. All right, I'm gonna go watch the Rays. Let's see what the Rays are doing. Please say 4-3. Please, 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 please. Did somebody say Rays were ahead 4-3? Oh, maybe it was 3-2. Well, anyway, the Rays or Yankees just scored 2. What the heck? Hey, Candy, I measured it's around 300, 350 miles wide. It all depends on when it starts to really wrap itself. So it's normal. I mean, it's kind of ugly right now, actually. There is some dry air around it. Smaller systems can ramp up quicker than big, wide systems. This one's, but the actual ball of convection is pretty healthy. So we're going to see that eye wall clear out soon, and we'll probably see a pretty impressive looking hurricane on satellite. So all right, we'll see you guys in the morning, 9:19. Remember, a new update comes out in about an hour from the N8C, so make sure you check it out. All right, we'll see y'all. Bye.